I intended not to do another podcast, but some semi-juicy news and my big mouth forced me to do this before I go on my business trip. So, Tyler Kroft was signed, and I woke up this morning as I started to drink my coffee, and I saw in the comments, I was going through the comments, somebody said, Lucaspedia, good guy that I talk to all the time, he goes, hey, you see the tight end we signed? And I thought it said Tucker Kraft because I saw Tyler Kroft, and I was like pre-coffee. My brain was like, oh, I'm like, Kraft, how did we get this guy? What happened? I was like freaking out. I'm going through things. I'm drinking my coffee. As I'm going through the pages, reading it, and the coffee's kicking in, I realized it was Tyler Kroft. So I'm going to cover Tyler Kroft today. How do I say it? Most people, when they see a signing or a player, they take that one player and say, well, this team's going to do this. This side of the ball is going to do this. And really, when you add a new player to a unit and to a side of the ball, it's like dropping an ingredient to a series of ingredients. Now, you can add one ingredient and it can become explosive. You could add one ingredient and kind of stay inert and stay the same way. Or you could add an ingredient into it and it degrades its value. And that's really what most players are. Very, very few are massive quantities. Obviously, an elite quarterback or a star player at some position. It's a different story, but there's very, very few of those. So, Tyler Kroft is a nice ingredient to add to this tight end group, to add to this offense. And I'm going to go over the pros and the cons and how this ingredient works out. I went over his film against the Dolphins last year, San Fran. He was on San Fran. And I went over his second week, Seahawks against the Seahawks. So I'm going to add PFF, the grading system, along with my visuals. I've been hearing lately that I'm the analytics guy. And I started out on film. I was doing Fins News for years and all film. My first year here, I did all film. But as I got sick and tried to present more information, I went to the more expedient route of using analytics. So this year, I'm dedicating myself, as my health improves, to getting back to film to show you guys, at least try to show you guys, I am a film first guy and I know film. And I want to use both now to show, not Kroft today because I'm running out of time. I was going to, but I got to do this live thing tonight, and I had a lot of film for that, so I'm just going to kind of use the PFF. So there's that. And then the next thing I wanted to say is, I got the live tonight. If you want to watch, I'm going over the Bills and Dolphins game, week 15, to show some real key stuff for both units. I'm going to dig in through the whole all 22 film. And I think there's a lot of stuff to be learned, and I'm going to add in conceptually with Kroft because he does have value. And the last part, I've become a fat bastard at 205 and creeping up to 210. My doctor has told me this is no good for your health, and you got to work out and do cardio and eat right. But I am old, and I love my food. So, in my crazy brain, I've decided, and this could be an epic fail, that prior to the week 1 of the 2023 season, I'm going to run a NFL combine for myself. And I'm doing this to tell you guys because my ego is bigger than my stomach, I'm hoping. And if I tell you this, you can mock me if I totally screw it up, but don't do it. And it might drive me to get healthy. So I'm going to run the 40, do the vertical, and those are my scary ones right now. I'm going to do the bench and try to meet my numbers that I was in college. Probably not. Unless some miracle happens or something. But I'm really going to dedicate myself. So I'm putting it out here for you guys to mock me and maybe drive me to get myself healthy because I don't ever want to go through a year and a half of being sick again. But boy, do I love to eat, and boy, do I hate cardio and running at this age. Anyway, so guys, thanks for stopping by. I want to give you a shout out. Shout out to A-Spread, my sponsor, because without the two of you, this show ain't going down. A-Spread's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so you can see here this image of Kroft, and you see his games through last season, and you see the run blocking and pass blocking grade, and they're up and down, up and down. He had some really pretty good games in both, and then some terrible games in both as well. And then below, well, I'm doing a separate image. In this image, I'm on the fly here. In this image, you'll see his career history, and you can see how it staggers back and forth. 6'6", 252, a bunch of different teams. This guy can do stuff, but then other times he can't. And that's not to say he's garbage or he's not good for us. He can come in and play a role. He's good at depth. When I watched him over the course of last season, what I saw was a guy, I mean, if you saw this guy in a room, those normal people, 6'6", 252, this guy would look like a Greek god. You'd be like, holy cow, what a monster. But in the league of monsters, there's a huge difference between these monsters. Now, he has some nice movement skills. The guy can get open. I saw him open a couple times. He's big. He's got long arms. He can, he's got ability. He's not slow. He's got a little bit of speed to him. But in his blocking, he does not drive well. He suffers against physicality. His attacks to grab guys and alter their course is sort of weakish. Now, where his strengths are is on the move. Deep, I saw him beat many times. When he's got to get 10, 15 yards, he was, and the guy's around him. So that's not where he's at. But what I like, I'm going to get into the part I like. We're going to be a flash speed offense. We're going to deal with move, motion, get guys going this way, and you got to get to the second level, mid-second level, and clip those guys to get your plays off. And that's where I like him. A couple of times, because of his length, he was able to get there in position in short areas and hold the guy off, wall him off. He was good at shielding, and because he is so tall and long, and he can move pretty well in that short 5, 8 yard range, I really liked what he had to offer. And this is going to play big dividends when you got pop guys, as I've spoke before about the leverage that Waddle, Hill, and Chosen, and Mostert, and A-Chain create. You get guys back, you get space, you get delayed arrival to the line of scrimmage, and he fits a position or a tool for this offense. Now, I think he's a better block than Tanner, but I don't think he's as good as Smythe, and I don't think he's as good as Saubert. But I like him in there. I like what he can do. I like his ability to come in on occasion and to get those shield blocks or second-level blocks, to be depth. And what I saw a lot was they would have one strong side, play side, tight end, and he would be on the backside, clipping guys, cutting guys off, getting the double, and maybe getting to that second level. And I like him there because if Smythe's dinged up or Smythe needs a breather or Saubert needs a breather, you have this guy. And he has shown on occasions when he's used, because he's a specific style player. And when he gets into his strengths of his skill set, he does pretty good. But when he's out of the strengths of his skill set, he doesn't. So McDaniel's going to have to use him properly. But I do believe when he's used properly, this guy can help us in the run game. Now, he had some good pass blocking last year, but his history, it was kind of really wishy-washy on the pass blocking. But I like how he can come in and maybe get that block, to get that space, to crack things open. I'm not going to say he's changed what we're going to do or we're done, we're on our way, but I do think this was a very nice signing. I do believe he's got some understanding of what McDaniel wants to do because he's been in San Fran system last year. And so I think McDaniel has clear understanding who this guy is because he played with people he knows. And this was a quality signing, guys. You're not finding guys changing the side of the ball at this stage. So this was a good signing. Let's see how the rest pans out, but not bad. I like the possibilities, okay? So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Be happy. We made a nice move, a couple more nice ones, and there's plenty of time and ammo as guys get cut and the season progresses. Could make all the difference. We're on that balancing point, and a little bit here, a little bit there is going to shift it, and it's all around the blocking. The rest of the stuff is good. It's around this blocking where the balancing act happens. So nice little drop on the weight towards us rising to be better blockers, and I give that a thumbs up. Curtis saying thanks for stopping by. Catch you next time. Be well. See you soon. Go Fins. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with acebread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.